Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here with the Saturn BIOS screen as usual. So we finished Shining Force 3 Scenario 3 and now we've got the premium disc. I'm gonna go ahead and start because it jumps into a video. It's a video we've already seen, but I want to show off. This first video is going to be showing off some of the special features of the disc before we get into the premium disc battles. So this is the compilation of, hey, you should have gone out and bought those games, or if you did buy those games, you could get this special disc. And that was the Scenario 3 commercial. So the premium disc was released Japan only, and what it did is if you had the UPCs for all three games, if you had proof that you purchased all three games, you sent those in and they sent you this disc. And it was made in limited quantities. But this disc is really fun. It has, as you see, 6 options here: character models, image gallery, special battle, sound test, movie player, save game creator. Now, if you haven't beaten scenarios 1 through 3, but you got the premium disc and you wanted to play around with it, you could go into the save game creator. It would ask you questions of, did you find Pin? Did you save Stella? Did you do such and such? And that sort of thing, so you could actually make a save game profile for this. There were a couple of things that it was limited to, so we're not going to be using the save game creator because we have a save game, but we're going to be showing off some of the other stuff. Mostly these 4 things. We're going to go ahead and start off with character models because that's the first one on the list. This is really interesting. It has every 3D model of everyone in the game. Julian, you could have him as a soldier. You can put whatever weapon you want on him to see what his model looked like with that weapon. Julian, soldier, blade, that's what he looked like most of the time. And as you can see, the models do change a little bit based off of what weapon they're using. For the stance, blade was the only one that had the special stance. You can look at the model from pretty much any angle. You could zoom. You could show. I'm trying to show what happens when they get hit, when he casts magic. Special attack. Zoom in and out. Oh my god, you could zoom in so far. So yeah, that's what the model viewer does, but anything that had a 3D version you could look at. So that's Julian pulling off Arthur unpromoted from Shining the Holy Ark. Wyvern. You can see the wyverns. Rock, who we didn't get to really, we saw him promoted. Raleigh we didn't get to see promoted. That's Raleigh's promotion. Looks kinda cool. Blue versus the green. General Rogan. You only really saw him, once. The generic vandal that we fought in the mansion. Razor demons. We saw those. We saw lots of those. Leon, his promotion, which we never really got to see. He looks kind of badass. Rook from the Rainbloods. Yasha's. Murasame, we saw Murasame. We used him a lot. Ratchet, we didn't do anything with Ratchet. That's Ratchet's second promotion. Mascaron, Marky we didn't really see. Let's look at Marky. Again, with the women in Shining Force 3 not wearing much clothing. Zoom out. I mean, we could zoom in and see all sorts of girly bits, but... Forced? Let's see. That's Pin's high-end promotion. Emperor Penguin is when he promotes normally. So that was his Apostle of Light. He goes around wearing armor. Pendolph is a samurai penguin. I don't know too many samurai who wear mortar boards. Pinko is a lady penguin. Oh, that's kind of cute, actually. All sorts of things. Hell Succubi, we've seen them. Hera with a claw, which you never really saw because she never used claws. Twisted Pegasus Monk. They have slightly different names. Proton, like Proton with a spear. He never used a spear. He used swords the entire time that I used him. So, and tomahawks. Primula, Holy Fairy, which we saw that. Frank with his promotion that we never saw because I never did anything with him. So yeah, I've spent like 5 minutes looking at just random models. That's the character model viewer. And like I said, you can see everyone with their attacks, all the different animations that they were programmed into. The one thing you don't really get to see are the spell animations, which I'm kind of disappointed with. Where'd he go? I thought I saw Galm a second ago. But anyway, so that is one thing that I'm kind of disappointed with. You don't get to see the spell animations. It's just everyone who had, you know, kind of the 3D in it. I like the octopus. We get to see the octopus. We'll be seeing more of the octopus. Dragon Knight, Jade, who we never really saw because we had to kill him. Jane, who only gets one character model. Shiraf, which we remember from Scenario 1, and we saw him a little bit in Scenario 3. So yeah, it's interesting, but like I said, you don't get to see the spell animations, which I'd like to show that off because there are very edited versions of the spells, like Thanatos. Very different than what we saw. The image gallery is all of the promotional, the concept art, character portraits, like the drafts. Like here's the spell of how they wanted spells to work, which that's, you know, a summon spell basically. Portal opens up, lightning shoots out, rock forms around it, forming a golem. It's kind of interesting to see how it actually came out. I do like the little representations of the bad guys and Masquerade. See, if that was Blaze turned out quite differently. It didn't actually circle around like it shows. So it is interesting to see how it changed. Now these are the three of the more interesting ones. These are the draft pictures. These are the concept drafts of Symbios, Median, and Julian, because they are the focus of the game. And you can see that they look very similar to what they turned out to be but you can also see the changes that were made. These I actually think are the character portraits for the heroes here in the premium disc, as opposed to what you see. This is something that we never really saw. Mecha Kraken, we never saw it anywhere. That's kind of... I wish we could fight that. That's more interesting than the regular Kraken. The Mayan Field. Concept for Maya Village. The Suspension Bridge. Railhead Train. Gargoyle Sharkman. We never saw a Sharkman in the game at all, did we? Catman. I guess that's early representation of what Frank could have been. Synthesis prototype. Yeah, I don't like how Synthesis looks. And notice how, you know, she's much more armored. She's got the little Imperial symbol there. That is one thing that would be interesting, seeing mages with heavy armor. You don't really see that often. The Gargoyle, we don't really see him. I guess that is an early prototype of what Golem could have been. Or a younger Golem, I guess. And all of the intro work. That I actually have as a poster hanging on my wall. I love it. It's one of my favorite pictures of all time. Scenario 2, or another, more of Scenario 1 artwork. Scenario 1 got so much more artwork than... Like, that's Scenario 1 again, and that was a promotional poster. Scenario 2, Scenario 3... Scenario 3 alternate, Golem in the background. Or is that Bullzome? It's hard to say. I guess it's supposed to be Bullzome, because it looks more not real. The cover for the soundtrack. Fantastic soundtrack. I wish that was available on iTunes or something. Bullzome Forces, you get to see everything, and I love how Golem is listed under the Bullzome Forces. But concept art for Golem. Shiraf, Jane, the Colossus. Now that looks badass. That's impressive. That is an epic monster. And then the various forces. Concept art for Symbios for his standard and promoted forms, which you can see why I think his Apostle of Light form seems very strange, because he goes from, you know, kind of makeshift soldier armor to a knight's, it's very uniform armor, to no armor. Just doesn't make any sense to me. But all sorts of other... This is all the pre-promoted, and you can see there the concept sketch for Dantares is what became his Scenario 3 profile picture for when he gets promoted. Everyone's favorite archer. At least my favorite archer. Median's artwork as well. Pretty much the same thing. Except that's more... He didn't really change much. His promotion looked very similar. So they just did the cape and non-caped versions. I want to see if Hidoba was... Yeah, Hidoba... Well, she's wearing clothes there. They're very loose-fitting clothes, but they're clothes. Arthur didn't get much concept art. It's basically the core cast are the ones that got the even Uryudo didn't get much. Julian, his starting and then his promotion, which his promotion looks like a promotion from Shining the Holy Ark, so. Bridget, with her weird little horns. Proton, looking kind of badass. He looks very samurai-esque in that picture. His armor, he looks very Shogun. Love it. So yeah, let's look at Unoma, because we didn't really do anything with him. He does make an appearance here in the premium disc. We'll see that shortly. So that's the concept art. The movie player, which I'm really not going to show off too much because we've already seen all of the movies. They are the intro movies for all of the... Like, we've got the Valkyrie, the Scenario 1, 2, and 3, the endings. Ending A is if you didn't rescue Jane, ending B is if you did. I don't think we've seen the Valkyrie. I'll show that off. The Valkyrie, whatever happened to the Valkyrie? It was not defeated in Scenario 3. I guess without Bolzum's presence, it just kind of vanished. But for something that, you know, is supposed to trump even the Colossus, it was just more of an annoyance than... But a very nice, you know, teaser video. One thing I'm going to show off are the... These are the Japanese commercials. And everyone's favorite mascot. He will beat the crap out of you if you do not play a Sega Saturn. He will come after you. He will hunt you down. I do kind of miss game commercials like this. Shining Force 3 Scenario 2 Sega Saturn. Really do. Scenario 3. No, that's this is the Scenario 3, so this is the same that we saw in the opening. Shining Force 3 Sega Saturn. Now on sale. I do miss the commercials of yesteryear. Promotional video, in which this one they talk about. This one had a lot of the beta footage of the game. Talking about all of the legacy of Shining Force. All those are the different games that had the Shining Force title. This video is actually available on YouTube. I'm probably not going to show it off too much because it is long. But I strongly suggest looking up this video. I may do just a separate video for this because, like I said, it is kind of long for what they show off because they go through the Shining history. Shining Force 1, 2, Final Conflict, Shining Force CD. Yeah. So we're gonna go out of that because we're already at about 20 minutes, and I may just put that up as a video on its own because it's a great piece of Shining history. And then last but not least for this video, the sound test, which has all of the sound effects, all of the music for the game. Swordsman of the Republic. I actually have the actual OST on my computer. It's missing a couple of the songs, so I may actually record the songs with this, and that way I have the full list of them. That's Master Gabriel, his room. I can't pronounce Ishahaket's room? Yeah. So, yeah. Sound effects. Not too many sound effects. They're all jingle. You know, that's what it is. The voice actors.
Yeah.
The Japanese voice actors.
Nameru.
So, that is everything for the promotional disc that, you know, we can really show off. Before getting into the fights. The last part is, like I said, the special battle, and we're going to do that one, like that's going to take several videos, so that's going to be the bulk of the premium disc. I wanted to show off the extras with this, because these are nice, cool little extras, especially if you're a big fan of the Shining series. Everything else, the main reason why people flock for this one, if you're not a huge fan of the Shining series, is because of the extra battles. And I'm going to have so much fun with those, but we're going to get into those in the next installment. So I'm going to go, and I will see you guys in the special battles. Till then, later everyone.